What's good, boys? Zach back here with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be speedrunning a 100k per month branded dropshipping store. And in today's video, what we're going to be going over is product criteria, the starting documents that you need to actually do some research on your product before we even launch it, store creation, ads, and then the testing campaigns. We're basically going to be going over everything from actually finding the product to actually going ahead and launching the product. So I'm not going to waste any time getting into this video. We're going to start with product criteria. So the first thing in product criteria is the product has to have some type of deep desire, right? This is the reason why they will actually purchase. This is what will drive their impulse purchase. Because I want you guys to think about it this way. If somebody has a problem in their life that they literally cannot stop thinking about, they're going to buy a product to solve that problem. Whether that's like they have like knee pain every single time that they get out of bed every morning, like they can't stop thinking about their knees. If you're selling something that's going to solve that, they're going to purchase it instantly. Same thing if somebody has like terrible like acne on their face and they just can't seem to solve it. Accutane hasn't worked for them, or maybe they don't want to take Accutane because of the side effects. Boom, you come in with a product that will solve that deep desire of having clear skin. Boom, there, you got customers. So you guys have to understand that you don't want to just sell like any random just problem solving product. This product has to have a deep desire behind it. Next is I want you guys to sell visual products, right? These products are going to be 10 times easier to sell, especially if you're still under 100K in total revenue with ecom. Sell a visual product because you're going to have to do way less explaining when it actually comes to the ads. Your direct response skill doesn't really have to be too high because the product does a lot of the heavy lifting. Like if somebody can see a product working in real time, they're not gonna be as skeptical about buying that product. They're gonna be like, all right, I see that it's working. I see that it also worked for this other person that's in the ad. It's gonna work for me. That's kind of how they're gonna think. But like if you're selling like a supplement, right, that's not a visual product. So the person might be thinking like, oh, how do I know that this is gonna work for me? How do I know it's just not another placebo pill that's being sold on the internet? They're gonna be a lot more skeptical, and you're gonna need to convince them with your direct response. So being able to sell just a visual product, it's going to be a lot easier for you guys to sell and get off the ground as fast as possible. Last thing is low COGS. Low COGS, like it's absolute necessary. Like you have to have low COGS because if you don't have low COGS and you can't have a 4 to 5x markup, it's going to be extremely hard to scale because we want to be operating with high margin, right? We want our break-even ROAS to be between 1.2 and 1.4. And if you guys don't really know how like COGS works, so like where you guys can like source your product from is a website called 1688. Basically, this is just the factories. They have every single product that you will be actually selling. They'll be coming from China. So 1688 is the factory. And kind of how shipping actually works is you have you as the store owner right over here. This is you. And then you also have what is called a private supplier or private agent, right? So we'll just label them A for agent. And then you have the factory. So we'll just label this F for factory. And kind of how all this works is you have a product, right? Your customer buys it. You get the money. You tell your agent, hey, I need this product fulfilled because you can't fulfill from 1688 unless you have a Chinese ID. So this is why like you absolutely need a private agent. You go to them, you're like, hey, it's got sales on this product. All right, you're going to talk to them about pricing, like how much is actually going to be to source this product and ship it. And then they're going to give you some type of price back. You're going to just be like, all right, cool. You give them the money. They go to the factory. The factory who has the product will then ship your product out to your customer, and then everybody's going to be happy. And kind of how shipping works is like they base it off of kg, which is just kilograms. So like the base, like the lowest that you can go is 1 kg. So like even if like your product's like 0.5 kg, you're still going to be based off of this. Like one kilogram is the minimum that they'll do. And with 1 kg, you're looking at around $6 to $7 with shipping price. So this is not including your product. So let's just say like your product was like $2 and then it's a smaller product so it can fit in a small box. Let's just say like your shipping is $6. You're going to have a total of $8 cost of goods, so just like cost to ship. This is how much money it's actually going to cost you to ship the product out to the customer. So you really want to lightweight because if you're working on something like maybe it's like 2.5 kg or like 3 kg, this is where you're going to start to get in like that $30 range just for shipping. And that's saying that like your product isn't massive as well. So I normally like to stay between like 1 kg and like in between 1 kg and 2.5 kg is kind of like that sweet spot that I find where I'm still able to get this 4 to 5x markup. So that's kind of what you're looking for. If you guys don't know like what 1688 is, I'll just pop it up real quick. So basically on 1688, like you can just like look at like all these products like this in here. Like if I were to click on like something like just like this under eye patch or like this like makeup brush, this product's obviously going to be super cheap. You guys can see that it's super small, and then if we scroll down, you guys can also see the weight. So it's 82 grams, so it's 0.08 kg, so it's an extremely light product, so this will be a super light product to ship out. Then also you guys are going to have to do some calculation, like everything in here is going to be Chinese and in yuan. So what you guys can do to like just figure out the price, just come over here, paste this in, and then just look, all right, 9 yuan or 9.8 yuan is $1.41. So if you're going to go ahead and sell this product, it'd be $1.41 plus our $6 shipping fee. Plus, again, you guys have to factor in like your actual agent cost because this person still needs to make money. So that's just going to be another like plus $2. So to ship out this product, you're going to be looking at around $9.41. Whoops, 41 cents. So that's kind of how shipping works. So low COGS is very, very important because if we go back here and we were going to maybe like ship out a product like this, and then if we go down to like weight, you guys are going to see it's almost 3 kg. Plus, like, it's super, super expensive. So this is a product that we wouldn't be able to ship off just because the COGS are going to be so extremely high. So we would just stay away from products that are like that and are super expensive. So now we'll go into CaloData and I'm going to do a little bit of product research with you guys so you guys can understand exactly like what I'm looking for. I do have some filters that I actually do use that helps me find products, but I only give most of those just to my one-on-one students. Obviously, this is just a YouTube video, so if I gave this out to everybody would see the exact same products that I see and that my students see. So I'll just give you guys one filter that I use on a day-to-day basis to actually be able to find winning products. So 30 days is what I'm going to be using, and then when it comes here, I'm just going to select video because obviously we're going to need some video content to actually be able to test these products. So just making sure that I'm actually selecting video, and then growth rate, I always do 70% for 30 days because we want to see something growing. You don't really want to catch a product when it's just like dead. Like you want to make sure that this is growing and currently has demand. Then also one thing that you guys do want to be looking out for when it does come to Calo, especially in 30 day, is most of these products on the first couple pages are going to be completely fried, right? Like all these products like that I'm seeing right now, I've been seeing either people running it up on Facebook's ads library, tested it on ads library. You guys just have to think like there's so many people who scroll on CaloData every single day. So if you think, and everybody has the same Calo feed, like anybody thinks that you guys have different Calo feeds, everybody has the same Calo feed. So you kind of have to like use your own intuition and be like, all right, this is literally on page 5 of Calo on the 30-day time frame. Most likely somebody's probably seen these products before. I mean, if you guys do see a product that hits criteria, always click into it and then do some more research on it to see how much competition you actually do have. But for the most part, most of these products are going to be cooked. So I'll kind of give you guys like a little bit of my thoughts behind products for a little bit, and then I'm going to go in and actually try to find a product so that I can continue on with this video and actually launch it. So I'm seeing this right here. This is just instant firming for under your eye. Like you might click on this and be like, wow, dude, like the graph's insane, just launched. But then like you also do have to think about like just like market sophistication as well. Like when it comes to under eye firmers, like everybody and their mom has seen an under eye firmer. Like it's a super sophisticated market. So if you're coming in and that product doesn't have some crazy unique mechanism or has some like ingredient that actually makes it like stand out and why they think it would actually, the customer would think it would actually work better than the other products that they've already seen on the market, it's going to be super hard to sell, and most customers are going to be super skeptical that that product's actually going to work for them. As I'm kind of going through here, I've just seen all these. Like this one is just super low perceived value, like not a terrible product, but you're not going to be able to sell this for $39.99. Same thing with this one. This one is just super, super heavy. Like this is kind of in that same position where like this product's going to be way too expensive to ship out. So you're just going to want to stay away from like heavy products like this. This is the one that we just saw in 1688 that we were talking about earlier. I normally stay away from clothes for the most part. I do know people who've had success with clothes before. Me personally, I just don't like it because it's just kind of a headache with just like customer returns, chargebacks, everything like that. Like the sizing from China is always different. So it's just something I like to stay away from. Same thing like with this. I like to stay away from most like hair brushes or like hair curlers, everything like that. Like everybody's seen a hair curler before. There's a ton in like Target, Walmart, everything like that. Super sophisticated market. Again, if you don't have a unique mechanism or something that makes the product actually be able to stand out, it's going to be really, really hard to sell that product. Same thing, this is way too heavy, and like it's from Ninja. You guys want to stay away from like massive brands like that. Cellulite, this oil has been around for a while. It's pretty cooked market right now, so I'd stay away from that. Obviously, can't sell candy. Supplements, if you guys are under 100K rev, I would just suggest staying away from that. This is actually a pretty good product. I think there's a decent amount of people running it up right now, so I would go check that, but this is actually a pretty good product. Let's keep on going. Not really seeing much in here right now. Blanket, just going to be too heavy, kind of seasonal product. This is also going to be too heavy to ship. Supplement, again, too heavy to ship. So like you guys are kind of seeing how I'm kind of flying through these. Like a lot of these products I've already seen before, and I know like they've either been selling, already got sold before, or just don't work on meta. This is more of a Q4 winner, not really something that we're looking to sell right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and find a product that I think hits the criteria, and then we can start building the store around that. All right, so I just found a product that I think looks pretty good. Not terrible in the past 180 days. I watched the content. The content's all right. Nothing really too crazy in here. Not a lot that I'm actually seeing. Most of these aren't really UGC videos, but like they do have some couple in there, so we kind of have to trench a little bit for actually the ads that we're going to find. But with this product, what I was seeing from it, I'll kind of play an ad for you guys so you guys can understand like what this product does and like what it is. Let me see. Let's just play this out.
I'm a mom of two, and this is one of those, like, why didn't I do this sooner type of things. A couple weeks ago, I was venting to one of my mom friends how my girls, like, always get dry skin after baths. Like, even when we're using super gentle, like, nourishing ingredient washes and, like, slathering on lotion after. I was going out of my mind because we were doing everything and they're still getting dry skin. Not, like, irritated, like, cracking dry skin, but just, like, dry. And she was like, do you have a bathtub filter? And I was like, no. And she told me about this one from Canopy. She said it's her holy grail and she's used it since the newborn stage. It's, like, meant for babies and little kids. My husband and I were like a little skeptical, but at least it was easy to put on. And literally just after one bath, we could already tell the difference in their skin. We are obsessed with this thing, and I'm pretty sure it's still on sale. I'll link it down below.
So what I'm kind of seeing from this is like the deep desire that this product is actually hitting is babies with sensitive skin, and how hard water can actually be like hurtful on your skin, leading to eczema, everything like that. Obviously, eczema is like a big problem in babies. Like a lot of babies have sensitive skin and dry skin. So if we can come in and sell this product and position it that like the eczema creams don't actually work, because like eczema is like a massive, like very, very sophisticated thing, and like a lot of people know about it. So like they've definitely tried like the creams before and they've tried other stuff, but we can position ourselves as selling this filter, and that's the main reason why your baby actually has dry skin and it's causing eczema. Visual, I mean, the visual aspect is kind of there. I mean, I would more like put this just kind of like as like a half check, because like they do show off the filter in it. They show the product actually in use. The visual effects for it really aren't like completely there. Like you can't see like a before and after transformation or anything like that. Maybe if I went deeper into the ads, I could actually find something where maybe they showed their baby like a month before they started using this and a month after, and how their eczema cleared up. So like the visual could be there. Obviously, like you can see the product actually in action, so that kind of works, because now like they can see like, all right, it was really easy to slip on. The filter looks really high quality, everything like that. So it kind of hits visual. I'm not going to completely count that. And then low cogs. I'm not going to go like look at 1688 or anything for this, but like you guys can just kind of tell by like how small it is, and just like it's like a rubber silicone thing that they're putting over it, and like the filter's not going to be super heavy. So like this product is going to be pretty cheap to ship out, so low cogs is another thing we're hitting as well. So that's how I go about product research. Obviously there's a lot more filters that I do use when it actually comes to being able to find products, but I do save those for my one-on-one students. So if you guys do want to apply for my one-on-one program, it will be the first link in the description. But next, let's move over to the starting documents. So the starting documents are super, super important at the start, because we don't really know much about this product. Like let's say like you just like aren't in this niche, you don't really know much about baby eczema, you don't really know about like how bad like the water actually is on baby skin, you don't really know what other products that this customer has actually tried before to fix their kids' eczema. So these starting docs are going to help you a lot when it actually comes to the website copy and being able to like deliver a message that they actually want to hear, and be able to actually convert them when they do land on the website. And then we can use it later when it comes to like actually creating ads and everything like that. So this is just a thing that I always do whenever I'm first starting out a product. So let's just click into here, and then we're going to start filling out these docs. A thing that I'm going to pop open real quick is just Claude. And then I'm just going to make a new product, and then we could just do bath filter. Just label it like bath filter, just create the project, get everything started there. And then the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to come in here, copy this, bring it over to Claude, paste it in, insert the product that we are selling. So what we are selling is a baby bathtub filter. And then we are selling it to moms that have kids that are struggling with dry skin. So I'm just going to put something like that. We don't really need to go too in depth because that's just like the main reason what this doc's actually going to do for us. And then the last thing that we actually need is to find the current sales page of like our competitor. So I'll pop over here to ads library and then we can go try to find a competitor for this product. Let's go here and then let's grab the name real quick of this product so we can just look it up. Baby bathtub filter. Throw that in here and then let's look it up and see if we can find any competitors. All right, we're already seeing the main brand, so low-key, I'm just probably going to use them because, yeah, they have a really clean product page. They've been running this product for a minute. They're also on TikTok Shop, so this is just somebody that we're going to use. So what we're just going to do is just use this extension called Go Full Page, and we're just going to screenshot their entire product page that they're running right now, and then we're just going to download it and then come back over to Claude and then upload that into here. So now that we got that uploaded, we're just going to send that out and start to let Claude cook up. And while they're doing that, we're going to come back in here and grab our research prompt. Make sure you guys download these 2 documents. If you guys do want access to this complete document to like actually be able to get started with the research, I'll leave the link for it with the second link in the description. So if you guys do want access, you guys can actually have a good start when you're testing your product and actually be able to understand a little bit more about your product, because you guys can read through these docs that we're going to create with Claude as well, so then you guys can actually have a better understanding on your product. If you guys want that, it'll be the second link in the description. But let's continue. So we're just going to copy this, make sure you guys download these 2 research docs. We'll come back over here, paste this in, and then once this is done, actually we have to upload these, almost forgot. All right, now that we got those uploaded and then it just got done, just waiting for this last one to load in, and then we're about to just send it out. Now it's going to start understanding exactly how we want to go about the research and just kind of training Claude about how we're going to be doing deep research for this product before we actually give it this next prompt, which is the deep research prompt. So the only thing you guys need to do is just come in here, insert your product name, and then we're going to switch this to research mode, and then we're going to let Claude cook. Normally, it will ask you like a couple questions before you actually get started. So it's going to ask you a few questions that I'm just going to have to go fill in real quick. And then normally this can take anywhere between like 10 minutes all the way up to 30 minutes, kind of depending on how deep a research Claude actually has to do for your product. So it can kind of change product to product, but I'm going to go ahead and fill in these questions for this product, and then we're going to send it out, and I'll catch back up with you boys once this deep research is done. All right, so it just got done, so we're about to come in here, and then we're just going to copy all of this and then come over to our doc, paste it in the doc, and then you guys are just going to want to download this to save this for later. Next thing we're going to do is come back over here to the avatar section. Make sure you guys download this as well. Come back up here, let me X out of there, and then boom, throw that in. Upload the avatar doc as well, and then send that out. All right, cool, just got done with that. So we're about to go up here, just copy all of that, paste it into another doc, and then we're sliding back over here, now grabbing the offer section, come back and over right back to Claude, paste that in, upload the doc. Boom, right when that gets done loading, send that out as well, and then we are going to make that doc next. All right, cool, just got done with that, so we're gonna come over here, paste that into here, and then make sure you guys have downloaded all these docs, because we're gonna need them all for the next section. Next, you're just gonna wanna come in here and then copy all of this text. Control that, bring it back over here, let's close that, and then boom, just paste that in, send that out, and while that's cooking, come in here, grab this last little part, come back, paste this in, and then what you're going to go ahead is upload those docs that we just created. All right, cool, now that that's done, we are going to send this last out with the 3 docs that we just made, and then we're going to let Claude cook on that, and then we're going to paste that last part into our last document. All right, cool, that just got done, so we're just going to copy all this and then paste it into this last doc, and then just go ahead, again, download this as well, and then what we can immediately do is just come back over here and then just upload these files into the project for Claude. So just to make sure, like now every time that we're typing, Claude has this research that we already done. So now when we go to make our website, when we're writing copy for ads, anything like that, we got the research docs right there. So again, if you guys do want access to this doc, it's going to be the second link in the description, so go check that out if you guys want access to this. So boom, now that we have found our product, we have finished the starting documents, now it's time to create the store. So a couple things I just want to break down for store creation. Number one, the theme that we're going to be using is Shrine. So you can either use like Shrine or Atlas. Like I know Shrine can be kind of expensive for some of you guys, so if you guys don't want to pay for Shrine, Atlas is another good thing, but I really like the Shrine theme. It's always been good. Next thing I want to go into that is super important when it actually comes to store creation is high quality product images. Like, we want to make sure that the customer actually knows what they're getting. We want to be able to explain the product through the product images. 80% of people don't even scroll below the fold. So having really good high quality product images that actually explain what your product does and you can show features, benefits, everything like that, lifestyle images, it's going to be very, very important. So number one is high quality product images. Number two, having a really good offer. You guys need to have such a good offer so that we don't have a leak, right? Because we don't want Amazon leak and we don't want people leaking to other stores. So when they land on your website, they better see an offer so good that they're not going to go somewhere else. Because if we don't create such a good offer where they literally think, all right, I can't find a better offer on this product, whether that's we're giving them buy one, get one free, whether that's with their first order they get like 2-3 free gifts, like whatever it is, we have to make sure that our offer is so good and better than everybody else's on the market so that they're going to want to choose us and not go to somebody else. Next thing is social proof. Social proof is super important for the website because not only do you want high quality product images, a really good offer, you also want social proof because you want to build that trust. Because if people don't see some reviews, if they don't see some UGC testimonials, things like that, they're going to immediately get skeptical and they're not going to want to buy. So these are the three most important things that you guys have to have on your website. We're going to get right into creating the store in a second. But for what I use for all my product images is just Nano Banana. Really, really good AI software to use when it comes to actually making super high quality product images. For offer is going to really depend on the product. Normally, if it's a lighter product, I like to go buy one, get one free is a super good offer for lower cost of good products. Another one is just free X. So this could be like free gift, whatever. Another thing is just buy two, get one free. This is another really good one that I like to use a lot on all my stores if COGS don't make sense to run a buy one, get one free. These are just some of the main offers that I run on all my stores right now. So choose one of these offers that actually goes with your product. So like if it's more of a heavier product or a product that they might not need multiple of, free X is really good if it is a product that they might need multiple of and you also have low COGS and can actually do it. And you always have to make sure your logistics are good. You don't want to get yourself in that type of problem. You could go buy one, get one free or buy two, get one free. Both really, really good options. So let's get into actually making the store. So let me pop open Shopify. And before we actually get into creating the store, the first thing you're going to want to do is create the product images. So what you guys can come in here and do is just download all of these images that are actually already on Callo. So these are already really good images. If you guys do need like better images to work with, you guys can obviously use AI like Nano Banana. That's also what I'm going to do with this product as well. So I'm not copying all these one-to-one. I'll kind of show you guys how I do that. So we'll just go over to Claude. I cheated a little bit because I accidentally forgot to resume the recording, but basically kind of just what I did is I just said I need 8 product images for my website. I need them to be in this order. Hero image of the product, customer review, product features, benefits, lifestyle image, another review, and then I also said come up with 2 more images that I could use. So I want 8 total images. I only really gave it like 6 that I like needed, and then come up with 2 more for me. So kind of what it gave me was hero image, customer review, feature, benefit, lifestyle, second review, comparison image, and then risk removal guaranteed image. So now what I'm just gonna do is I need you to write me 8 prompts for banana so I can make these product images. Make sure that they are hyper realistic and fit my brand's colors. So the color I wanted to was kind of this more like pastel, like purple color. So I'm just gonna paste that in there. So I'm just having it create me 8 prompts for Nano Banana and making sure that they're hyper realistic and then also fit my brand's colors. And then this is my brand's colors. So I'm just gonna send this out, and then now it's just gonna cook us up some prompts that we can actually use when it comes to using Nano Banana Pro. All right, now I'll pop over to Nano Banana. As you guys can see, I was kind of playing around with this already a little bit. So what we're just gonna do is come up here, and then we're just gonna upload all these product pictures that we took from Callo, just so it actually knows what we're gonna do. And then we already have our prompts over here. So we're just gonna copy this entire thing, control that, bring it back over to Nano Banana, literally just paste in the prompt and then let it cook. And you're just going to be doing the same thing with all these images. Sometimes you do have to play around with it a little bit because it won't give you a perfect image on the first try. So if it doesn't give you a perfect image on the first try, or the image that you actually want to use, obviously, like, you can like just like reference this and then like just type like what you want it to be changed actually in the image. But I'm just going to go through and make all of these images real quick. So I'm just going to keep on copying this, and like while they all load, I'm just going to keep on pasting them in. And also, if you do want to use like extra tools like Nano Banana and you don't want to pay like the crazy price that like Higgsfield charges, you guys can just use this service called Luxury Tools. Basically, they have like everything in here that you guys would need when it comes to actually e-com tools. So they got like Claude, ChatGPT, Higgsfield, which is the thing that I'm using for Nano Banana. They also have things like Storyblok, Canva, Get Hooked, and then they also have Calodata in here as well. So they have so many tools. So if you guys are looking to save money on actually e-com tools, you don't want to spend like the $99 a month for Calo or like the $100 a month for Higgsfield, you guys can just use a tool like this. It's only $29.99 a month. So if you guys do want to use this tool, I'll link it with the third link in the description. All right, so I was playing around with Nano Banana for a little bit, and I created like some better images. I did go back and forth with it a little bit, but like if you use those prompts, it'll give you a very good guideline, and then you guys can just make changes. Because obviously AI is not going to be perfect, but here are just some of the images that I created. So obviously we just got our standard product picture. And then I also created this, which is just the main problems of actually using tap water. And I also got some more images in here that I created, just like, this is more just like the features and like kind of what you're going to be stopping it from. I also created this one. I just used straight up actually from Calo because this is just a good image that I wanted to use. Again, same thing with this. I think this one might have been from Calo as well. So it was just another one that I was willing to do. Same thing with that one. Same thing with that one. And then I got that one. I made that one myself. I made this one as well with Nano. And then I also put in this image as well just to kind of show how like easy it actually is to install this tool. What it actually works on. So like the spouts that it works on versus the spouts it doesn't work on. Just kind of explaining a little bit more about the product. I low-key went I didn't need to do this many product images. Like you guys don't need to do that either. But I just thought it'd be better just to make sure I showing off everything because this product low-key does have a lot of features and benefits that I did want to include for it. So it was another one that I made. But yeah, like the product images are looking really, really good. So now that we got the product images all sorted out, now the next thing I want to do is create some copy for this website. So what we're going to do is just ask Claude, be like, with everything that you know about my product, I want you to create me website copy for my product page. I will give you a template so you can follow it and know how I want it to be set up. So I do use a template kind of for like every time like I'm just like making my website. I just have like a standard template that I like to follow. So I'm going to upload that into Claude, and then it's going to cook up just perfect copy for us because it already did the deep research and it's in the project now. So it knows everything about the product, who exactly we're trying to sell to, features, benefits, everything like that. So I'm going to upload this template, send it out, and then just see what Claude is giving us for copy that we should be putting on our website. All right, cool. It just got done giving us all this copy that we can use for our website. So we can already see, all right, what's the title we're using? Dave Bath filter. All right, got the stars, the bullet points that we want to use throughout it, each section that we're actually going to have in it. So I'm going to get to actually making the website. I'm not going to sit here and bore you guys with that. It's pretty self-explanatory. But after I'm done, I'll kind of show you guys the website and exactly what I did to it and what it looks like after I kind of put all this copy in here and also uploaded some of the images. Okay, so that kind of took a decent amount of time as we were just kind of going through and filling it all out. But like the name of the game with this and getting your website up is just speed. Like that's why we're using AI and we're not like really like diving deep into everything. We're using AI to kind of do research on our product, actually know what it's about, and then be able to help us create a landing page as fast as possible so we can actually get this product out for testing. So I'll kind of show you guys just an overview of what the website looks like and how it came out. So up at the top, we got our product images up here like we made earlier with Nano, just looking really good. And then down here, obviously, we got baby bathtub filter, 4.9 star reviews with 10,000 plus 5-star reviews. We got our price in here. We got our little benefits right here. So skin friendly water, built-in spout cover, because with the built-in spout cover, like that makes them like feel like the baby's more safe in there, and they're not going to bonk their head on the little spout. And then also dishwasher safe parts, so like how it's easy cleaning as well. For offer, we just went with free gifts. So kind of what I saw from reading through the documents is that most people like to give their babies baths at night. So having a free relief aroma is very, very good, because that's going to allow the baby to like go to sleep. And it's just something that they'll easily be able to use with this product, and just will help raise perceived value. So we threw that in there as a free gift. And then we just have a little bundler. So buy 1 bathtub filter, buy 2 bathtub filters. So really simple offer, but also very, very good for this product. And then down here, we just have some more icons with text, just skin-friendly water, 60-day free returns, and free shipping. And then right down here, we get right into the main core problem that this product's actually solving, and that is either the eczema or just dry skin that they're having. So parents love the results. I could tell a difference in my child's skin. His dry patches are now gone. So I'm just leaving like kind of like a little bit of review and then a before and after. So because this product does have like a before and after result, but it just takes time, we're gonna lead with that first. So that's kind of my thought process right there. And then we have like a column down here where it's like just kind of like what the product does. So like skin friendly water. If I let me scroll, baby proof style. So like talking about how this is super soft so that they won't bump their head on it. And then also clean water you can trust. Obviously chlorine is terrible, and that's the reason why their skin's so dry. So all 3 of these points work together to really get across the point to the parents that our product's good and that they should be using this. And then also next, I kind of stole this from the competitor because I really liked it, but like what is actually like what's in the filter and why does it make it better? So we got the active carbon, we got the copper and zinc, and then we got the calcium sulfate. So basically all these 3 ingredients within the filter are really helping that water actually be super clear and not be harsh on the baby's skin. So you do kind of want to make sure, like if your product does have some like unique mechanism, like this filter is better than like the other ones that are on the market for the bathtub filters. And because of the filter that we're actually using, and like what are the ingredients that are in the filter that are making sure none of the harsh water actually gets through. And then I also put meet the new bath time standard, and I add a little GIF in here just so they can see kind of like how easy it is to actually put the filter in, and just like how it kind of looks when it's coming out. And then also I just gave some more like just collapsible rows, just anything like they would want to know about the product in here. And then like just clean water you can trust. 92% notice that their child's skin feels softer and more hydrated. 90% notice that their children's skin feels less dry and flaky. 94% felt that their tubs are safer from bumps during bath time. So with that like spout again, so obviously we're hitting on the clean water part, but again, making sure that the baby's actually safe in the bath and not hitting their head on it. And then next I just put what moms like you are saying about us, 9.5 with 5,000 plus customers. And then we just have some more social proof down here, just some reviews, just people actually using the product, and then some results that people have seen from the product with their baby having clear skin and not having that dry skin and eczema anymore. And then we just have an FAQ section. So very, very simple product page, but this is good enough to get started with and launch and actually be able to convert. So this is very, very good. And with the homepage, really the homepage doesn't matter. Like I barely did anything to it. I'll show you guys it real quick. I literally just have attack the problem at the root cause, shop now, and then send you right back to the product page. So with homepage, you don't really need to focus on it too much, especially when you're just testing a product. So this is exactly how I set up my website. So you guys can kind of just like look at this and take it for yourself and be able to like set your product page up like this. So very, very simple. We got high quality product images. We got a good offer. And then we also have some social proof up here, and then we have some social proof down here, really keying in on like this product is actually getting people results. So there are some more tips that I could give you guys like actually on the website that you guys could come in here and implement, but I do save all of that for my one-on-one students just so that they have an advantage on other dropshippers who are just watching YouTube videos. So if you guys do want a bunch of in-depth modules about how I do everything when I'm setting up everything on the product page and when it comes to actually creating really good offers around your product, and then a whole bunch more sauce, and then also one-on-one access to me, 2 group calls a week where we give lessons on basically what's working in dropshipping right now or what I see most of my students struggling with. You guys can go ahead and apply for my one-on-one mentorship with the first link in the description. But next, let's go on to the next part, which is ads. So with ads, how we're gonna just start off for testing is we're just gonna rip content, so either from Callow or just TikTok content, because sometimes like you guys saw from here, like not all the Callow videos were very good. There were just a lot of like really short ones that really weren't the UGC style that we're looking for. So if you don't see really good rips on Callow, you guys can just go to TikTok, look for more content on there. You guys can piece together clips as well if you just don't feel like the content's that good. So you guys can piece together clips, plus also just straight up rip clips from Callow or from TikTok to just get your brand going and off the ground. But the one thing I do want to say is this is only for testing, and this is very, very important. Do not try to scale hard on rips, because if you try to scale hard on rips, you guys are going to get yourself in this bad position. So let me just kind of draw out like a little bit of a line right here. Up here we have money, and down here we have time. And this is kind of how your guys' ads perform, right? So when you launch ads, let's just say you have a winning ad, right? It's going to go up like this. It's going to be scaling. You're going to be super profitable. Then it's going to start to plateau, and then it's going to start to come down. And this is the problem with trying to scale super hard on rips, because what you're going to run into is something called ad fatigue, right? Ad fatigue is just where you're spending a bunch of money on the ads, and over time, that ad will just start to fatigue. So up here, you might be at like a 3.0 ROAS, and you think like everything's good. I can just keep on scaling on these rips. I can kind of be lazy. I don't need to make more ads. But then you're eventually going to hit here where like now you're like a 1.8 ROAS, and you keep on going down. Now you're at 1.5. Now you're down here and you're at a 0.8 ROAS, and now you're super unprofitable, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This is why we can't scale on rips, because if we scale on rips, that's going to happen. So once you guys actually validate this product, you have to start making your own ads. So the reason why you need to do that is because when it does start fading, like down here, we have more ads that keep on launching in and keep on taking its spot, so that we never get into a position where we don't have ads that are scaling. We consistently have ads taking their spot when they are actually coming down and they start to fatigue. So it is very important that you guys start to get systems in place once you guys actually do validate the product, so you guys don't end in the position where you're down here 0.8 ROAS and you have to just cut the product. So with ads, you guys can rip content, and you guys can clip together content that you always do find on TikTok, but it's very important that you guys don't try to scale super hard on rips. Otherwise, you guys are going to just get in a position where those rips end up dying, and now you have no winning ads to take its spot, and then you're just going to end up cooking yourself, and you're going to have to kill the brand. So how I kind of go about ads is like, obviously you can come in here, plenty of ads you can take in here. So you got one like right there, which is kind of a UGC style video. Another one in here, which is kind of a UGC style video. And then another thing you guys can do is just come over here to TikTok. And when you're in TikTok, you can just look it up. So baby bathtub filter, and then we can just start to scroll through all of these. I don't know why it's only popping up as like this many. No more. So let me just refresh my page. Okay, for some reason it's not giving me more content, but like you guys see that there's like content in here, and then I could try to like use like a different filter. So I just put a space in between bathtub filters, see if we get more content. All right, there's a couple more different videos in here. When you guys are actually doing this, you guys are going to be able to see a lot more. I don't know why it's only popping up like this, but again, grab some content from TikTok. You guys can piece them together in CapCut, or you guys could just rip them straight one-to-one. If you don't feel like the ad is very good, that's where you guys are going to want to start to piece it together. Or if you guys do have a bunch of competition that already launched, you guys are going to want to try to make your ads a little bit different. So if you guys do have a bunch of competition that already launched before you, like 3 or 4 people launched before you, you are going to want to edit up the content a little bit. But if nobody launched before you, or maybe it was just like one person, then you guys are pretty safe ripping just one-to-one to start with. So that's kind of how you're going about the ads. So the ads are very, very simple. We're just ripping and launching. Now let's get into the next part, which is the testing campaign. So with the testing campaign, we're going to be using a CBO campaign. This is what I always use for testing, just because it will allow Meta to choose which ad it actually thinks is the best, and it'll put all the spend towards those ads which it thinks is going to perform the best. So we're not going to be running no like ABO where we're giving every ad $20 to run with, because then we could be just spending $20 on ads that wouldn't have performed anyways. Meta's AI is so good now, so just trust CPO, trust Meta. Meta will do you right. Next thing is we're launching at $150 a day. So the reason why I launch at $150 a day is because after 3 days, which is how many days I actually test for, I would have spent around $450, and that will be plenty of money to know, all right, is this a product that I need to cut because like the stats just aren't looking too good? I only got like one sale in the testing phase. Stats look bad. I just need to cut and move on. Or am I seeing really good stats, I'm super profitable, and this is a product that I can actually start scaling? Or are we kind of in the middle where we're looking at the stats and we're seeing, all right, but maybe like the add to cart rate and our conversion rate's a little, all right, so now we need to optimize the offer. Maybe our CPCs and our CTR aren't very good, so we need to maybe launch more ads or actually make more ads that are actually targeting our customer and launching more ads like the ads that are actually getting spent. So kind of just looking at the stats and figuring out, all right, what do we have to do to actually make this product profitable? Or if it's just really bad stats off the rip, let's just cut it and move on so we're not just wasting money. And how we are testing it is just USA only. If you can't scale in the biggest market, it's going to be hard to scale in the other ones. You can get into launching in different countries once you actually validate the product, but to start, just launch in the United States only. And then next, I always like to launch with at least 10 to 12 creatives. More creatives, the better. Obviously, you don't want to launch like 30 creatives off rip with a $150 budget. That's just too much. But you also don't want to launch like 5 or like 6 ads off the jump. Like 10 to 12 is a good starting point for actually launching. So we're going to do this. This is how much you're going to be launching with. And then let it run for 3 days. Look at the stats. Be able to read the stats, and then you'll be able to know whether you should cut it or if you should continue to scale. So as you guys are going about this process, I want to make it very clear that speed is key. Like, don't be taking too much time building out your website, trying to make it look all pretty and perfect. Like, we want to test with speed so that we can get this product out as fast as possible and test it to see if it's validated or not. And the second we know it's validated, then we can put some more effort actually into our website, start making our own ads, and then scaling from there. And if you guys are still stuck just kind of ripping callow, trying to scale, maybe having some pump and dump stores here and there, or maybe you get like 10K in sales and then it just dies out, and you're actually looking for somebody to teach you how to build up a real brand, that's exactly what I do inside of my program. We teach people how to actually scale up real brands that will last for multiple years and eventually get an exit. You get a bunch of modules A to Z from start to scale, all the way from like product research, how I'm actually going about finding my product, how I go about building stores, creating really good offers, how I go about actually making ads. When we actually do validate the product so we can scale super hard, what my scaling strategy looks like, what my testing strategy also looks like, and then also how we're going about like hiring people and being able to scale and actually make a real brand. Also, you'd be getting one-on-one access to me, plus 2 group calls a week where we do lessons about what's going on in dropshipping right now and what I think you guys should be implementing, and also like anything that my students I see are struggling, I also will make a lesson on that as well. So if you guys are interested in joining my one-on-one mentorship program, I will leave that with the first link in the description. But again, boys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. Again, speed is key. That's why I titled this video Speed Running, because speed is key. Make sure you launch your stores fast, get everything rolling. If you guys do want some one-on-one mentorship to really get you to that next level, click the first link in the description. But yeah, again, boys, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.